What's going on? Welcome back to the Winny and Kels show. Today we got a couple clips. First one we're gonna get into is Meta and YouTube's lawsuit. They're talking about um basically social media, they're saying, and they've done the same thing for video games, these class action lawsuits, these big sweeping lawsuits, saying that social media has been ruining people's lives and causing addiction, which I can see for sure. Let's get into this clip.
Welcome back. We are following breaking news. A verdict in the landmark case addressing the power and influence of social media. A Los Angeles jury today finding Meta and YouTube negligent in the design or operation of their platforms and saying the companies failed to warn users of the dangers of their services. The jurors found that the tech giant's platforms harmed a young user with features that made her addicted and led to mental health problems. The trial, which included testimony from Meta CEO Mark Zuckerberg, was the first lawsuit of its kind to go to trial. In separate statements, Meta and Google, YouTube's parent company, saying they disagree with today's verdict and plan to appeal. Today's verdict comes just one day after a jury in New Mexico ordered Meta to pay $375 million after determining that Meta concealed what it knew about child sexual exploitation on its platform.
You know, I've spent years trying to get people to understand even the idea that there are armies of experts inside these companies working on that kind of idea. And now suddenly you have a jury of our peers suddenly understanding that, it seems, and as a result, finding these two companies liable. So this could absolutely rewrite the rules. Now, will that be a rewriting of the rules that everyone will be happy with? I don't think so, right? We have enormous First Amendment issues that are going to come up with this. And you know that Meta and YouTube are going to fight tooth and nail because this is an existential threat to the way they do business. So this is not over by any stretch, but I think that the era of treating our behavior as an infinite product to mine, that era is over, I think.
Absolutely bonkers. And I can definitely see it. Definitely in the kids. For instance, I was with a young lady and she was watching YouTube, watching family-friendly cartoons on YouTube, and it was just like clips, shorts. Those shorts instantly went into talking about adult content within a matter of seconds of her scrolling through each short. So it shifted from family-friendly content, cartoons, etc., to then talking about a couple trying to have a divorce just to have an orgy in 5 seconds.
Yeah, it's crazy. The amount of content that kids can take in a day is unbelievable. And I think if people saw it as like time watched, they'd be taken aback because it's such a large chunk of kids' time today. You talk about, we used to go outside, ride bikes, play catch, play football on the street, basketball, whatever it may be. We were spending maybe 8 to 12 hours sometimes on a weekend doing that. These kids are spending 12 hours just consuming just information. And a lot of this information, like they were saying, is being peddled to them to change how they change the things that they desire. Let's call it or let's say the clothes that they want to buy, the things that they find cool, the music that they listen to. All these things are being analyzed, and ads are being given to them. So they're being literally used as a ways to get money and ad revenue. Because whether it be YouTube or Facebook or Instagram, I would say a good 60% of it is ads at this point in time. Ads and just things that are not healthy for a child to be ingesting on a daily basis, 24 hours, 7 days a week.
Right. Suggested content, suggested mind state, like him, her, they, and so on and so forth. A lot of these parents, you know, they don't agree with what's going on in the Western world today, so they try to keep their kids from it. So for you to just have them digest that, and it's out of the parents' control because of they're on these networks, it is a huge hurdle to the family dynamic today.
Yeah, absolutely.
The hurdle is that the kids are becoming more challenging. They're becoming more docile. They're becoming more aware, but not in the ways that you want them to be aware. You know what I mean? All the negative ways of being aware. That's what they coming into. And let's talk on the ads. The ads come from conversations just showing that our phones are always on. They're always recording what we're talking about. We can be talking about Kango hats. Kango, I haven't saw a commercial for Kango in years, but I promise you, if I scroll through Facebook right now or any type of social media, Kango hats is going to come up in some type of way, shape,
Right.
or form.
And all
So we
these
don't
things
have
are
a,
interconnected as well. So you got
absolutely.
Meta, which is included in Google. YouTube is included in Google. Facebook is included in Google. So you search on one. If you go to Facebook and click on, let's keep the Kango going. You click on the Kango page, the Kango Facebook page. You're gonna start seeing reviews for Kangos on YouTube, or you search on Google for ice cream. It's gonna pop up on Instagram and so on and so forth, because it's this ecosystems that these companies have laid out, starting with Apple, which I think Apple should be included in this as well, because the addictive nature and just the dopamine hits that people get just from unlocking your phone. They've researched all of these things. All of these things that you think are ubiquitous or come off as ubiquitous are literally scientifically proven or proven in practice to keep people looking for that dopamine hit through opening the phone, opening your social media, the color
Absolutely.
schemes, the ease of use. All of these things are looked at by professionals inside of these companies to keep these things going. And I think this case is going to blow the door on that, because they're going to start looking into all these companies. Hey, can we look at your research and development? Can we look at the history of your research and development? And they're going to see all of these tests that they do internally, whether it be Facebook, Instagram, whatever, where they're saying, oh yeah, people like the blue logo better than the red logo. Most people are using one thumb. So let's make sure that we have everything on the right side of the page. And it really gets that deep when you're talking about these multi-billion-dollar companies and the amount of
Absolutely.
money that they're bringing in based off of people using their apps. And I think it started off in a good place, interconnectivity, but it's gotten to a place, just like any for-profit company, where it's become, how can we make more money off of the tools that we have? And it just so happens the tools that they have are people, and for the most part, kids, because most adults, you're working 8 hours a day. You're not looking at that phone all day like that. Some people are, but I think in large, we're talking about children, and children, their minds are malleable, and they're getting caught up in this addiction, and even the mental health standpoint. They're looking at all these things, like you were saying, suggestive, and their mental health is being taken a toll. You go on Instagram, you see 50 people who are getting surgery. A 12-year-old kid looking at that. For us, it may be, let's just skip over this, whatever. I don't need to get my teeth done. I don't need my girl don't need
Right.
a BBL or whatever it may be. But these kids are thinking, oh, this is the way the world is. They're taking the world for what they're seeing on social media, and that's not the truth.
Exactly. And it also goes into the way they see themselves, the body image
Right.
that they see themselves having, the low self-esteem. Those things all go in tandem with each other with social media, because they seeing, these kids, or even let's talk about kids that has money. And it's a lot of social media channels, especially on YouTube, that has like kid-friendly shows, but it's just like rich kids got a camera showing off what they parents can buy, the houses that they got. And then they got this little kid that doesn't have those things, that wants those things. And it becomes the I want phase, I
Right.
want, I want, I want.
Yeah.
And it causes another, disruption in the family atmosphere at the home. You know what I mean? Because this kid's trying to portray what he sees on TV or she sees on TV
Right.
and on YouTube, social media, because even it was what is it? It's a photobomb thing with one of the big platforms, and a lot of teenagers and younger kids been photobomb nude pictures. The photobomb is basically You send out a raunchy photo of what may have you, no matter what age they are, they always receive or send it back, and it blows up, and it never shows on the algorithm again.
Mm,
And I thought that was a big disdain because these kids are using these platforms and they figuring out these things are possible.
right. Yeah. And it's like a snowball effect for sure. I think it snowballs whether into perpetuating the things that are going on or things that they're seeing on Instagram and making their own videos and adding to this larger algorithm of unhealthy content. And then it carries over in real life as well, where let's say a kid is seeing a shooting or people who are not in the right frame of mind doing things that they shouldn't be doing, and that carries over into real life. Like, oh, this is all right. I'm seeing it, so it has to be normal. When it's really not. Especially, I think X is a big one for that, and they champion the freedom of speech. But you go on there, dude, you might see hate groups, corn. You might see just all types of stuff that people have free access to as long as you have an account. And they try to do the, hey, you got to be 18 to have this, but come on now, like we was yeah. I remember ducking. I remember Facebook used to be university and colleges only. You had to have a student email address. You can duck that stuff easily. You think these kids are born and bred on the internet, so they know all the tricks, loopholes to get around the parental guidance and all that stuff. That stuff is not holding any of them back. And I think if it doesn't break these companies down and have them reconfiguring the way that they run their companies and the way that they have their social media platforms organized, it's definitely gonna bolster all of those other things, the parental controls, the filters, all of those things. And I think a lot more people are going to start paying attention. The parents are going to start paying attention. They're going to start running this stuff in the schools. Hey, if you got a Facebook, you need to deactivate it, whatever it may be, whatever action comes of it, I think is going to be a good thing, because in its current state, it's terrible.
Absolutely. You have any solutions that you might think about that you can
My
hand out to the
solution,
community?
my solution is all real life stuff. It's all, if you're a parent and your kid is glued to that phone, take that phone away. I'm not saying keep them out of the loop, because I mean to be a child in today's age, that's just what they do. They get on Facebook, they get on whatever, they look at the memes and they go to school and they talk about it or whatever it may be. Not saying have your kid be the weird kid or the odd man out, but look at what they're doing. Access those parental controls. Really go in there, filter things, and have some type of oversight on what your children are ingesting, because you see a lot of these cases of whether it be depression or the school shootings and stuff like that, or the massacres. There's a kid down the street went to the school and stabbed two or three kids, and nobody's none the wiser. Put those apps, this parent apps, where you can monitor everything that they're looking at, look at their screen time, and delay whether they can look at certain things. Take advantage of all those things. And I think it's on the social media platforms to give that to parents. Hey, if you have a child, these are the things that you need to look for. These are the settings that you can change, and make those things very clear, because that can be the difference between your child sitting in their room boiling over something that's not even real, and having a happy, healthy child that isn't exposed to things that they shouldn't be at a certain age. I think that's my biggest piece on it. Take time and really proctor exactly what the fuck is going on with your kids on social media, if you even allow them to have a social media at all.
Exactly. And just to add on to that, there is apps on the App Store and the Play Store that you can have total control over your child's phone. Look up those apps. Give them a time limit. If it's an hour a day, you get to digest this stuff. But other than that, jump in a book, go outside, go play, be a kid. Because these kids are stuck in social media to the point that they're feeling like they're the adult in the house, and that's not the case. It's a power dynamic that's happening in today's society. And it's this power vacuum is the kids against the adults. And it's not working out great for these families.
Yeah.
Okay,
And I think
'cause
that's due
kids go
to
like, "We have false
information.
opinion."
They're being given all of this information that they're starting to think that they know the world better than their parents know the world, so they don't have to listen.
Exactly. And in actuality, they probably know a lot more than we knew back in the day because of the information that they are given. But in reality, we are the naysayers. We are the people that set the rules, set the trends, and make sure the boundaries and the respect stays the same between the child and the adult.
Right. All right. Next segment, we're gonna get into. There was a video that I can't even remember where I found it. I think I found it on. I want to say I found it on YouTube. Somebody was reacting to it, and it actually spoke to me because of how odd. I would say how odd the point of view was from the demographic of the person. But let's get into it.
Let's do it.
Let's talk about the new generation of women. You guys are disgusting. And that's for real. Now, I'm not talking about all women, okay? Let me say that. But a very big majority of you all are such low level, are such low class, classless, disgusting, embarrassing. You guys are disgusting. And then you get mad when people are not clapping for the ignorance. You guys are shameful. And because of your disgusting low-class behavior, Black women are at the bottom. People look at us as a science project. They don't understand us at all. The mindset, the way we carry ourselves, the things that we celebrate. It's so bad that men do not even want to commit to you guys. They don't want to be in a relationship with you. They just put you guys in situationships, pump you up with a baby, and there you go, another single mama. And then you guys want to celebrate that like that is something so big and something so, we're supposed to admire that. There is nothing admirable about that, okay? You guys are a reflection of bad parenting, a reflection of no parents, a reflection of fatherless behavior. That's what you guys look like, okay? Well, that's what you guys are. Put it like that, all right? And then again, you want to get upset when people are not clapping for the ignorance. You want to call it judging. You want to call it, yeah, it is judging, okay? And if you was back in our day, yeah, you would be judged until your behind wouldn't even want to come out the door, okay? Yeah, what you guys have decided to celebrate is horrific. People in other communities just look at us, all right? Because what you guys have decided to clap for is the most low-level behavior imaginable. People in other communities, they have husbands. They have families. They don't go around getting pregnant by men and the type of men y'all be getting pregnant from. Nasty-looking men, rugged-looking men, men who don't even look like they take baths. And y'all ignorant self be up there, yes, girl, do it, do it. Do you know how dumb you sound? Do you know how dumb you look? But I guess I'd be dumb too if I ain't have no parents. I guess I'd be a dummy too if I had parents who didn't care about me. Yeah, I guess that's how it look when you haven't been raised by nobody.
Crazy.
Absolutely crazy. But she's speaking a lot of facts. A lot of facts. I think a lot of today's women, not all, like she said, she made that very clear, not all women in the Black community, but a lot of women that are low vibrational women that only wants to come outside when you pay them to come outside. And this is the market we're dating in. We're trying to vet the proper woman without, all those issues that she has to deal with in her own personal mind, the traumas and things of that nature that comes out into the relationship and how they act. And like I told you, I cannot stand a woman that doesn't have pride and respect for herself. If you out there in the streets, you out there at the club every night, you got your kids at home, while your mother babysit them, while you go out and party. You know what? I don't respect that. I don't. And I think a lot of women today has that issue with the carelessness, and the lack of accountability for lesser terms.
Yeah, I agree for sure. I think it's a lot of misplaced pride. I think a lot of the younger generation, and I would even say up to our age bracket, the 30s. You got a lot of people who were just raised completely wrong, raised by social media to think certain things are right, and really just putting on a show for everybody, because a lot of people are looking at our community as off track and kind of a slow motion car crash, because you see the spike in single motherhood, the spike in what do you call it, incarceration, spike in reading levels, unemployment, salary, like all around, even outside of just women or just the relationship aspect. I think the community as a whole is on life support right now, and I think a lot of people are getting tired of it. Obviously you can see this is at 200,000 likes. So this is not like a rare point of view. This is a point of view that a lot of people are seeing. And I mean, it's super distasteful and it's embarrassing. I think that was one of the first things that she said. She's like, this is completely embarrassing, because it is embarrassing. If you look at even something like the Houston rodeo a couple weeks ago, where they literally had to build in, well, Houston rodeo, and it was, I think, Ruth's Chris, where you got people just with no home training, you going out dressed like you got no mother and father, like you just never been in a home where there was rules, standards, respect. Like it's just, we're just running unchecked, completely unchecked. And I think this has been a problem for a while, and it's coming to a head to where internally we're starting to look at ourselves and see, oh, this is not right. This is not the direction that we need to be going in at all.
Right. And we get into the impressing generation. Like a lot of women, not all women, but a lot of women, they definitely like to impress each other. You know what I mean? Like who's better, who's more well dressed. And I've been out to plenty of clubs and bars, and I saw women that don't even wear the outfits to fit their body type or their, anything. They're just wearing it to compete, but you're making yourself look like a fool.
Just looking like a
You
bag of
understand?
cement with eyelashes on it.
Exactly. Like it doesn't make no sense. Like you got like 8 stomachs, and you sitting up there with a halter top on with some tights.
Yeah, it's
It
crazy.
doesn't look appealing, and I don't know what you was thinking. And then they feel like the drunker I can get, the more people ain't gonna look at me. People are literally making fun of you. Your own friend group is making fun of you. You know what I mean? And they probably invited you out. And it is you ever heard of the ugly girl effect?
Oh, where the females will bring an ugly girl with them to make them look better.
Right, to make themselves more appealing
Yeah.
to the men around. So they basically is like a magnet for men to come over, but she gets totally ignored. And a lot of women fit that category of low self-esteem, and
Lack
they
of
don't know
self-awareness
how.
as well.
That's absolutely true. Absolutely. And they don't understand that, listen, you're just a fool in this gambit. When are you going to wake up? When are you going to do better for yourself? When are you going to try to be like, okay, I'm not going to be the laughing stock of my group. I'm going to be better than, you know what I mean? And then once they get to that mindset, I think they do a lot better, especially in our community.
And that comes from, like we were saying, a lack of self-awareness. That comes from just going unchecked. And I think this is a step. Videos like this, even though it may seem harsh, it does come from, because when you're a parent and you have children, you have to break down all their bad habits to build them back up. And I think
Absolutely.
for adults that are doing this, the the magnifying glass needs to be tuned onto them and really break down everything that they're doing wrong so that they can gain that self-awareness to say, okay, this is not acceptable. Because for the past, I would say nearly 20 years, we've been treating all these things like it's completely normal. The breakdown of the nuclear family is not normal. Going outside to a club in lingerie is not normal. Fighting in the street is not normal. Making up your face looking like a cross-dresser is not normal. These things are not normal, and putting that connotation on it makes it easier for people to just go about their life and really not care or not be swayed by any good advice. And in the overall grand scheme of things, it makes all of us look dumb. It makes all of us look stupid, because we can say, oh, I'm not like this person, I'm not like that person, or we gotta start holding each other accountable. If you see somebody doing something dumb, or you got friends, I think females are really good about this, where they just see their friends making dumb decisions or bad decisions, and they'll just overlook it or give them some type of advice that, like, you're supposed to hold your friends specifically. You're supposed to hold your friends accountable the most. And it's not being done. It hasn't been done. And I think this is a step in the right direction. Hey, say what you feel. You're supposed to, if you was raised right, pass it on to somebody else. Hey, girl, you ain't supposed to be wearing your titties hanging out. I think there was I don't know if you watch Pop the Balloon. It was Pop the Balloon. The first girl to come out is literally wearing like sheer, like it looked almost like a lampshade. It was so sheer, with the pasties on, pasties over the nipple. And when I tell you, every dude in that lineup popped, except for I think maybe two. And that's the thing. We need to work as a unit to either get these people on the right track or make a clear cut delineation. Like these are not people in this group. This is the group of upstanding people who have respect. They have the knowledge and the self-awareness to do things the right way and carry on and build our community up, as opposed to taking the easy way or the way that's unchecked and bringing everybody down. Because the negatives are always going to outweigh the positives, just with how intense they are. Go ahead.
Listen, I know people right now, like I know this one young lady, she's posted up on Instagram almost every day. And I tell you one thing, like I'm talking about nipples out, everything's out in the open, very beautiful woman. Been knowing her for years, but at the same time, you got a child at home and you're posting basically soft core corn on Instagram for everybody to see. Like, what are you doing? You at a strip club every night, you dressing like the strippers, and this is what you're going about. And you would expect people as a mom to respect you as being a mom, or respect you as being this person that you portray. And I see a lot of single moms or people in relationships that wants to flaunt their body on social media. They want to be out on the forefront and they want to be fully exposed, but they hate the attention that they get when it's the wrong attention, but that's the attention that you're asking for.
Yeah, and this is the chick right here.
And she ain't got nothing on.
Literally, you can see the underwear in there, the pasties underneath, and she thinks that this is like, what household are you raised in that this is an acceptable thing?
Here's my thing. What you expect a man to do when the first thing that a man sees, first time a man approach you, he's approaching you with his eyes. He don't give a damn about your intellect. So if he's approaching you with his eyes and you're sitting up there half naked, you ain't got nothing on, I'm gonna treat you like a hoe. I'm going to treat you like what you presented to me. Now, if you presented somebody that has values, that dress a little bit sensible and have a little bit decorum about themselves, then I'm going to approach you like a woman.
What's crazy is you can see the stark difference just between the left and the right.
Oh, absolutely.
Somebody who is, primp and proper, is married, a married woman, a kept woman, and the left, I want you to guess too. Guess how old that woman is.
Be honest with you, I'm looking at she got tattoos everywhere. I mean, I had to zoom enhance. She ain't got nothing but a damn. She got a
It's
curtain from
it's
the
a
house.
lampshade. Yeah.
It's a curtain from your house. Like
Guess how old she is?
I'm thinking about 39. He always the
39.
older
No,
one.
no, no, no. Guess. I mean, think about the mental state that you would have to be in. This looks like somebody who is ignorant, doesn't have any self-respect. Like somebody who she seems like she has a young mind. This is an almost 30-year-old woman that's dressing like this.
But she wants to make sure somebody picks her, but she's not going to be picked for the right reasons, and that's what a lot of women got to understand. The way you present yourself is the way I'm going to treat you, because that's what you're presenting to me. And if you don't get that, you wonder why. Oh, he treated me bad. He dogged me out. This, that, and the third. Well, you came with nothing on. I'm not going to put no type of effort into you because you didn't do it for yourself. You didn't do it for yourself. You showing me that you're just gonna be on the next train or the next guy wearing the same curtain from your house. You know what I mean? To see if he could treat you better.
Right. I want to show you the dude that she matched with.
Oh my God.
This dude's got one color contact in. Well, they throw the strikes on people's pages, so I'm trying not to play the clip from this channel,
Okay,
but
all right.
We can use the stills. So this dude, the zebra print, but he looks like if Captain Jack Sparrow was raised in I don't even know, Stockton, California or something. Like, but look at this dude's the boots, the leggings, the goofy jewelry, like just a pleb, just a doofus, and everybody in the what's name was just laughing. And if you look down at the comments, you can literally see just look at this. The first woman's outfit is actually insane. Little Miss Naked and Miss Money Falling from the Sky got me speechless. There was another chick later in the video just showcasing the same thing, just a lack of self-awareness, a lack of reality, just living in a dream world, just completely outside of the loop. And that's the things that other communities are looking in, and they're like, these people are just so unserious. You got a nearly 30-year-old woman in a lampshade. You got Mr. Zebra Print over there that's literally picking this chick. Obviously, he's not picking her to go take to his mother, but I mean, just don't know no better. It's literally a case of when people just don't know any better, and they just live in this lower realm of reality where
I take it even further. It's not that they don't know better; they don't want to do better. Period.
Yeah, a fact of not caring as well. Yeah, I can agree with that as well. Well, let's get on to. Go ahead.
He knows what he's getting into. He already got his eyes set. You know, I'm gonna have fun with this chick. That's it.
Yeah, 100%. And it comes down to your need for not wanting to be the person who is judging somebody, along with let me just get this chick and do whatever I want and then kick it to the curb. Because I mean, do you really see yourself making a family and having kids and taking this chick on family vacation? Like, she's gonna embarrass the hell out of you. They're gonna be looking at you like a circus act, even though he already looks like a circus act as she does. So they match. My viewpoint is, let all the stupid people pair up and ride off into the sunset, and maybe keep them in. Maybe we designate a place off in the desert where they can all live at, and make sure they don't reproduce with the regular population.
Oh my God! We don't reproduce at all, Lord, no.
Yeah, because them kids is gonna be
a lot of people that should be having babies, man.
Yeah, it's a deadly cycle. It's a deadly cycle for sure. But let's move on to our film corner. We got for TV. I don't know if you've seen the trailer yet, but they're releasing a reboot of the Harry Potter franchise as a TV series. That's gonna be dope. Yeah, let's go ahead and watch this.
You think you're something special? There is nothing special about you.
The Boy Who Lived lives again. HBO releasing the first teaser trailer for the upcoming Harry Potter TV series March 25th, throwing all sorts of Easter eggs and special visual treats for fans of the books, including a first full look at the trio of newcomers, Dominic Laughlin, Arabella Stanton, and Alastair Stout, as Harry Potter, Hermione Granger, and Ron Weasley, respectively. Not only do we get a Fab 3 sighting, but also a look at Nick Frost as Hagrid, Anton Lesser as Garrick Ollivander, as well as John Lithgow as Headmaster Albus Dumbledore, Janet McTeer as Professor McGonagall, and Papa Isidore as Severus Snape. The teaser also showcases several fun and exciting things to come in part 1 of the series, including Quidditch, the Sorting Hat, running through platform 9 3/4, and so much more. So dust off your robes and grab your brooms.
That's lit right there. I'm excited about that.
Yeah, I think that's fire.
Start over on the Harry Potter trilogy from scratch, and they made it a TV show. That TV show is going to be absolutely spectacular.
And I think they're gonna get a chance to really get in depth with where the last set of movies was lacking, which was
Right.
there was a lot of detail left out just for the sake of one, money, and two, the runtime of the films. You can only put so much on film for 2 hours. But this,
Right, I
if you
think-
look at hour-long episodes, you're talking about at least 8-9 hours of content, and like really digging in deep to the world of Harry Potter.
Absolutely. I think Harry Potter has always been a great story to tell. Professor Snape and, Voldemort and all the characters, Hermione, and it was just a fun, interactive world to be in. And I think it has a fandom that will span the test of time. 100%.
Absolutely, yeah. I thought that was cool, and I do like to see these old, because it is coming back around. Like the things from when we were younger are starting to be rehashed and kind of polished off. Pause.
Mhm.
And I think that's a good thing. I mean, it's 20 years ago that some of these came out, and yeah, let the new generation get into that world as well. And it's good to
Exactly.
see. Go ahead.
They already remade Lord of the Rings. Well, they didn't remake it; they continued it.
Yeah.
And those stories are fire.
Yeah, I think building out the world is what most companies are going for, whether it be HBO or whatever. Building out the world through TV series is like the way to go. A lot of people are chilling in the crib and they want a series to watch, a good series to watch, a nice little hour-long series. And I mean, you don't have to break the bank, but build out that world, get it right, get it going. Yeah, I think it's gonna be good for sure.
I can't wait to watch it. What platform is it coming on?
This is HBO Max, so this is gonna be on HBO, which tells me a lot as well, because a lot of the things that they had to cut out of the previous iteration, whether it be like the no blood and all that stuff, trying to keep it kid friendly, they can kind of explore those things, because there was a lot of deaths, there's a lot of fights, there's a lot of very grim things going on in Harry Potter in the books that didn't really translate to film because they wanted to bring in that initial audience. And I think
Exactly.
the level of world building and taking the handcuffs off from a big production company or a big movie company, that's gonna definitely eat here in the coming years for sure. Because that's
Definitely.
that's damn near a 10 year long series. That's gotta have at least 7 series per book. You gotta have
easy.
what, one season per book.
Mm-hmm.
So you talk
Actually, probably multiple seasons per book. Those books was huge.
Yeah, I wouldn't doubt it. Yeah, 7 to 10, or 7 to 10 seasons. That's a good long
easy.
burn right there. Yeah. Also, we got from Marvel. Even though I feel like the fantasy world and the nonfiction world is being taken over by Marvel, we got Spider-Man Brand New Day coming out, and I'm actually pretty excited for it because there's been a lot of mid coming out of Marvel for the last couple of years. There's been a couple good movies, a couple good series, but at large, I think they've been missing the mark, and I think this is going to reinvigorate that universe.
It definitely is. Check it out.
I can't believe our first hit MIT. MJ, come
come on. Pretend like you're not the happiest you've ever been in your entire life.
You don't remember me, but we used to know each other. Something bad was going to happen, and the only way to stop it was to make everyone forget about me. Because I'm not just Peter Parker. I'm Spider-Man.
Stay out of my way.
You're losing it, kid. And for those spiders who make it through, it amounts to a kind.
Let's go. Clap it up for Spider-Man Brand New Day, the most anticipated movie this year.
I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say it's the most anticipated this year, but it
Oh,
is
man.
most anticipated
For me, it is.
superhero
For
movie
me,
for
it
sure.
is. For me, it is. It definitely is. It's 10 out of 10 for me. What's your thoughts on it?
Yeah, I mean, I love Spider-Man. That first iteration, the second iteration. It's always been a good superhero universe. It's kind of a smaller scale. It's not up on the Avengers giant intergalactic. Yeah, like it's been very humanistic. Street level humanistic neighborhood type of hero. Yeah, and I mean they're gonna do a good job. They did a good job with the past movies in this iteration. Kind of getting tired of seeing Zendaya, not gonna lie, because Zendaya is in like 4 movies this year, and she's got I think that's on the 12th. What is that? What's that series that she's in?
I don't know the name off that, but I did see the trailer for it, and I thought it was gonna be pretty decent.
Yeah. So she's
It's a time.
Yeah, absolutely. But I think, I mean, you can use other actresses. Like, come on now. It's getting deep, and it's Euphoria. That's what it is. Euphoria season 4 is coming out. Yeah,
Okay.
which I actually enjoyed her in. But I think they're kind of using her as a placeholder because she's also in the new Dune Part 3. But yeah, I mean, I fuck with Spider-Man. I think it's gonna be good. I think we're gonna see a lot more street level villains. We're not gonna really see a bunch of intergalactic threats. I know you've been looking into kind of what characters or what. Have you gotten any like solidification on any
Well,
of
the
the
Sadie
roles?
Sink's character, and you know, Sadie Sink is coming off of Stranger Things, and she's doing phenomenal work. So this is her blow up season, and her glow up season actually. And I think, well, all suggestions that she's going to be Jean Grey from the X-Men.
Yeah,
It's gonna, and they just casted the new Cyclops, so they're going for younger C-list, B-list actors and actresses for the new X-Men lineup, and I think that's pretty cool. I think Doomsday, they're gonna pass on a baton to all the 70 and 80-year-olds that's on a project as X-Men, and 60-year-olds to a younger cast to make it stretch out the Marvel universe, because you know these contracts aren't just 1 year, 2 year, one movie deals. These are a course of 10 to 15-year deals.
yeah, and I think
So
Sadie
you
Sink
need some-
specifically, she's on I think it's a 5 movie deal going all the way through I think 2028. So this is definitely going to be a long burn, which is good. That's what I like to see. Like we were saying with the Harry Potter, make it a long burn. Like you don't have to make a movie and then set these characters up and then just banish them to back to development until they pop up, make a cameo here and there. Like even the Frank Castle cameo in this.
Right.
That's what I like to see. Like integrate all of those. Daredevil, integrate all of those and really build out this universe. Yeah, it may cost some money, but if y'all making 1, 2, 3 billion per movie, pay the actors, get the slots, get the lots to shoot it on, do some special effects, build it out. People want to see that. People don't want to do the one-off. What was it? I think they were doing the Marvels and all of those with the onesie twosies. The character leaves and goes to another galaxy, and then you just never hear from him again. Like, build it out.
Marvel is known for making mistakes like that. Marvel is known for putting a cameo or a extra scene somewhere that doesn't fit in the future, and they kind of botched themselves. But they always figured out a way to make the turnaround at the right
kind of
time.
bring it back on board. I think that's been their saving grace. Because like I was saying before, with the they've done a bunch of like mid things, they always kind of bring it back with like that superstar, like really classic movie, whether it be Black Panther back in the day, the Avengers back in the day, like really bringing it home. Like, okay, we made a bunch of mid movies, made the Ant-Mans or the whatevers, but hey, here you go. Here's Endgame. Here's Black Panther. Here's Spider-Man.
And the thing is, they got a lot of rights back from these characters that they didn't have 10, 15 years ago.
Right.
Okay, like you had the Fox universe, you had the Sony universe, and Sony universe still stands, but Sony has wised up and said, hey, they make better movies than us, so let's just rent them the character for good, right, and partner up, and we get the money off the back end and the front end.
There you go.
For owning the character and letting them have free creative properties to do what they want with Spider-Man, and that's what we got. This right here, this trilogy is amazing.
Yeah, and I think it's gonna be good. Well, it's already past the trilogy. This is movie 4, ain't it?
Oh yeah, this is movie 4. Absolutely.
Yeah.
See, look, and I think it's gonna start. This is brand new day. This is gonna start a new trilogy. So this is supposed to be a split of the last one or a continuation of the last one. But this is gonna be another 3 movies in.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be good. I think it's gonna be a good fresh start, a good entry into the next phase. I know Wonder Man was technically the first start, but I think as far as the silver screen, like the movie screen goes, this is gonna be definitely a good entry point for sure for this next phase.
Oh, definitely. And then you gotta understand, Daredevil Born Again season 2 just dropped too, and that's phenomenal. First episode.
Yeah. Daredevil season 2
ties in with with Spider-Man because they all street level superheroes.
Yeah, absolutely. And I know you said something about From.
Something's different. I am changing. I don't know if I like who I'm becoming.
You think you're some kind of hero? You're a monster.
One way or another, the truth always comes out.
I would make sure it doesn't.
Yeah, that's gonna be a good one for sure.
Man, listen, I fell into From by accident. I was looking for something to watch, and I'm a binge watcher for a good show, and I love to see a good sci-fi horror. I also like the movie the show Them. But to talk a little bit more about From is a alternate universe that's stuck in the middle of time, where time doesn't move or escapes. And the people that got there got on this road by mistake, and they hit a snag in the road. That snag in the road led them to this parallel reality that they can't escape. And in this parallel reality, you cannot go out at night, because if you go out at night, you're going to get attacked by whatever is out there at night. I forgot what they call them, seekers or something like that, where they will transform into someone that you know and that you can trust, and they will knock on your door and try to get in. And if you invite them in, that's all hell's gonna break loose. You break and they had these little talismans that they found in this old ruin that protects them. They like protective talismans. Like these zombies or these demons can't get past that. And I thought it was an awesome take on and spin on a horror.
Yeah, I think it's gonna be a good next season. I think the last 3 seasons have been really good, really well thought out, great pacing. Definitely looking forward to that as well. Let's get into the songs that we got. We got some picks for just this past month. We got Rick Ross, French Montana, Max B, Minx in Miami. We got Fetty Wap, who just got out. They say he did this album in 3 days, 3 days flat. He's got
That's
White
crazy.
Roses, definitely a different take on kind of that 30 swing, and I thought it was pretty good.
Give me
Jersey
Sinners
native,
vibe.
yeah, Jersey native, really good singer. I think his singing is developed well. Then we got Ye, who just released Bully, featuring Travis Scott, Father. I love that video. I think if I hadn't watched the video, I wouldn't really even fuck with the song because he's been kind of using the same formula, whether it was for Vultures. What was the last one? I think it's Vultures. In the last two iterations that he had, or last two albums that he had out with Ty Dolla $ign, they were kind of just a little repetitive. Decent songs,
Right.
but it wanted something new, and I think he's giving it to us for sure on Bully. And then we got Baby Keem, who just released that Casino album featuring Kendrick Lamar. I think that's gonna be a big song here in the next coming months as stuff starts to warm up. I think all of these are gonna progress into, if not staples, then just something to come back to and kind of remember this past month or two of music. Baby Keem, Kanye, Fetty Wap, and Ross, always consistent Rick Ross.
Absolutely.
Next thing I wanted to get into was the Jack Harlow thing. Jack Harlow's been going around saying that he feels a bit blacker on this recent effort by him. I don't even
Wow,
know
so-
what the hell that means. And then he said that in an interview with two other white people. Just nuts. I think he's trying to fight off the what was that guy's name? I said Post Malone, the Post Malone thing, where they get hot off the White Iverson and wearing the braids and the lean and the Margielas and basically pillaging the black culture, and then they go on to say, yeah, I'm not a rapper though, and then throw on the booty shorts and the cowboy boots. So I think he's trying to fight back against that.
Wow.
Yeah, it's crazy. But he's trying to fight back against that. And from what he said on that podcast, Charlemagne had a lot to say about it. And he kind of wanted to frame it for Jack Harlow, since it seems that nobody is really telling him the truth at this point in time. Let's get into this clip.
I'm a neo soul junkie. I love the Jill Scotts of the world, the Erykah Badu's, whatever you want to call that genre. That ain't it, bro.
Yeah, that's neo soul,
that
but
ain't
yeah.
that ain't it. It just
Some of the songs I heard I didn't love.
Let me tell you something. I like Jack Harlow. I've met Jack Harlow. We've interviewed Jack Harlow. Jack is a nice guy. But I told y'all on Friday that this album made him whiter. And saying the music made you blacker is exactly why I said this album made him whiter.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
Because that's something only you got to be really white to say that this music made you blacker.
And I know there are some people that are like, well, at least he, as a white artist, even if he's joking, he admitted, but he's made songs about his privilege.
He's very sarcastic when he talks.
You know what I mean? Like he
he's
knows what he's
jokeaholic
doing
when
a
he
little
speaks,
bit.
though.
But what I didn't appreciate, and I watched the full conversation, and I like his music, but what I didn't appreciate was, I just feel like, I feel like me as a person that gets on the outlet every day, certain things and certain races and all that, it's certain things you got to tiptoe around, or like you can't say, or you just know that there's going to be some backlash about. I felt like he was a little bit too free. Like he's around a bit too much. He's a little bit too comfortable to say some of the things. Like he should have felt a little bit more it was cringe to watch. It was
it was sarcasm and it was funny, but sometimes you swing and you miss with sarcasm.
Yeah.
I do it all the time. Okay,
Yeah.
I mean, you know what I mean.
But he's very sarcastic.
black,
He has a lot of sarcasm when you see the interviews that he's done on the Breakfast Club, or you seen him on the red carpets. He's very sarcastic when it comes to this stuff. So with him, you got to take things with a grain of salt.
But once again, as I said, that album made him whiter.
Grain of salt to white.
That album made him whiter. Okay, and saying that the music made you black is exactly why it made you whiter. And I don't like that whole conversation about black people can't switch genres.
Yeah,
we do it all the time.
I don't
The
like
music
it.
just has to be dope.
Yeah.
If it's dope, you will get accepted. Nobody when Kanye did 808 and Heartbreaks, it was dope. Okay, when Andre 3000 was singing more than rapping, and he did what he did on The Love Below, it was dope. Jack's stuff ain't that. The new Monica joint ain't just that. It's not that dope.
Yeah.
I'm a neo.
I can definitely agree with Charlemagne. You can dive into, and nobody's saying like you gated off from joining the community or joining or trying to make an effort at what you a type of genre that you love. It's just he probably could have did without even doing an interview. Just shut up, let the music talk, make a good album, and go on from there.
Basically saying you invited to the cookout. You ain't got to go as far as saying what you said just to get invited to the cookout. All right.
There we go.
Black people like your music. You know what I mean? You just be yourself. Do what you got to do. It don't make you any black or no. It doesn't matter. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, if it's good music, we listen to it. If it's not, we're gonna tell you about it. That's all.
Right. And I think he's a decent rapper. Makes decent songs, a little popish, but I mean, he caters to his crowd. He does
fun music.
Yeah, fun music. Like, but the whole neo soul spinoff, I think that was a poor misstep on him and whoever his manager or record company is. They probably should have told him, like, hey, you sure you want to do it? Maybe you start with a song, maybe gauge the audience on that. And he's done.
Exactly.
What's funny is a lot of his songs do cater to neo soul, whether it's the stuff he did with Static Major, I can't even remember the name. Love is Dope. He did one with Chris Brown, Best Friends. He does a lot of those kind of not neo soul, but kind of like that R&B adjacent rap, kind of like that early 2000s Fabulous and Lil Mo type of Superwoman type vibe.
Yeah,
where it's kind of going back and forth with whoever the R&B singer is. But I think just this dive into neo soul, like you're out of your depth. You didn't make a good enough album for people to overlook your Jewish locks. It's just like you gotta the product has to be dope. If the product is dope, look at somebody like DaBaby. DaBaby just came back in a whirlwind from literally being completely canceled. He went from making, I think he said 300,000 to 30,000. They barely even wanted to pay him the 30,000. You talking about he went down to a fraction of what he used to make, but he makes dope stuff. He came back out and all is forgiven. If you make the dope stuff, it sucks that it works like that, but hey, you gotta, if you're gonna get back, if you're gonna get on that horse or you're gonna get on that train, make sure that shit is dope. Making sure you do all the backflips, doing all the moonwalks, doing all the Jill Scott fluttery vocals. You better make sure it's pure dope.
Exactly. On top of that, we do not want to hear the line. Okay, I got friends that's black. It's not working.
He didn't say that.
It's
but
not working.
Nah, for sure. I think his come up. If you look into his come up, he was around probably some of the best rappers in Louisville, where he's from in Kentucky. But I mean, this is always going to be a misstep. I think the only person who hasn't made a misstep, I don't even think there is one. From Eminem, all the white rappers, all the way down to Jack Harlow, it's always been a misstep. And there's always been some type of spinoff. I guess he spun into something that he thought would resonate, but it just doesn't resonate when we know your background, your middle class white kid from the South. You didn't grow up on neo soul. Your mother wasn't playing WBLS, coming home from wherever, basketball practice or whatever it may be. You just don't have those experiences, and that is kind of like a blues thing where you have to have these experiences to make that type of art. It just don't work if you're kind of trying to manufacture it. But that's all I got on that.
That's definitely, you got to live it, not an experience, not just, pick it up one day just because you was bored.
Right. There we go. If you like the content, give us a like. If you got something to say, get down in them comments, have a conversation. And if you want more, go ahead and subscribe. We'll see you on the next one.
Peace.